And I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm recording now. So whenever I want to stop talking about one thing and talk about something else, I'm going to go like, ba 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 ba. That is the sound of my mind shifting gears. It's like an old truck. Hey, this is Alvin.
And this is Parapants. Hello.
Hey, we just watched episode 3 of Quan Zhi Gao Shou. I'm saying it how it looks. But I know that's not how you say it. Whatever.
We don't know. We don't speak Chinese.
No, I don't. I'm not going to try. So, I like this episode.
This episode's good. And I just want to point out that this must be a really popular show because the last review we did on this show got about over 200 views, which is really weird for us.
It did? I didn't know.
Yeah, we got a lot of views for the last review we did. And usually we average maybe about 17. And half of those views, like, I know personally, like, and the other half may even be mine. But, yeah, it was kind of weird to see so many people view our review of it. So this must be a really popular show. What's not surprising is all the downvotes we got.
Hey, you know what? Keep those downvotes coming because I don't give a fuck. Unlike, oh, yeah, did we say our names? Alvin? I'm Alvin. That's Parapants. Parapants looks at that shit. You know how there's that saying, like, dance like no one's watching? I make YouTubes like no one's listening.
Yes, it's just for us to look back on our golden years.
That's right.
But a couple of comments too. We usually don't get comments, but we got a couple of we got a couple of comments and some clarifications, which thank you. I did not know that esports was really popular in Japan. Not Japan. China, sorry. So yeah, esports is really popular in China. It turns out there are foreign players on this game.
All right.
And Western keyboards are everywhere, which makes sense because how do you make a keyboard out of all those Chinese characters?
I don't know. Yeah, we got cut off, and we're starting again. This half of the podcast is brought to you by Jameson Whiskey. Yeah. So you were talking about the comments?
Yeah, and yeah.
Specifically, I remember you saying something about us being Korean.
Yeah, we're Korean. No, we're not.
Don't front. Don't fucking front, dude. They'll find you.
Yeah.
You said you were Korean. Why would you lie on the internet?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm still thinking about the premiere of Twin Peaks. So.
Oh, how dare you? They don't want to hear about Twin Peaks.
Sorry.
Is there anything you'd like to say briefly about Twin Peaks?
No.
Oh, yeah, you can't because it'd be a spoiler. All right, enough Twin Peaks. So, like Parapants said, keep those comments coming. She will read them.
You know what? Alvin is being weird right now because he hates comments. So
no, because I said I don't want to defend myself. This is like a public access show to me. It's like some of them got comments, but mostly it was just people who's just like, hey, I want to play my ukulele and sing Bible songs. That's how I approach it.
I don't think anybody remembers public access.
They still have public access. They might have it in Korea.
I don't think they'll have that in Korea or China, public access.
All right. Well, back to this show. Quan Zhi Gao Shou. Hey, what's the main character's name?
Lord Grimm.
Damn. I thought you were going to try the Chinese one.
No. I just think his player name was God Yi?
No, that chick calls him God Yi. That's his nickname.
No. Well, yeah, that's his player nickname. That's not his avatar name. That's his esports name.
No, but only she calls him that. I don't know if was his official nickname.
Yeah, I know Yi is a part of it. Yi or Ye. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce.
Oh man, there's some Chinese speaker right now. It's like, it's not Yi, god damn it.
I know. There's a lot of Chinese speakers right now just holding their heads.
Hold on, no, because they're not listening. Nobody's listening.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're not listening. So.
All right. Yeah. So in this episode, he kicks some more ass. And then this chick comes and she's like, "Oh, this game sucks because everyone sucks."
No. Hold on. The first part of that, he's in a group.
That's what I said. He kicks some more ass.
Okay, but there's a couple of issues I want to address with that.
I just wanted to do a very brief overview before we start.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't know.
I was like, all right, real quick. This is what happened. You're like, whoa. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right. So this chick is like, this game sucks because everyone sucks. And he's like, "What's that? You talking shit about my favorite game? How about you fucking put your money where your mouth is?" And he beats her ass, and that's what happened. All right. Oh shit. Where's my? Hey, we're back again. I don't know where I'm gonna cut this in. Did you want to say anything?
No, I'm sorry. We keep cutting out and coming back because we keep stopping the fight.
Yeah, I want to say technical difficulties, but it's not. One of us gets pissed about some dumb shit, and then one person glares at the other. No, she glares at me, and I'm like, what? And then I stop the show, and then we have like a 20-minute fight about some shit, about a Chinese cartoon.
No, I don't think any other anime has made us fight this much.
All right, so I gave my brief synopsis, which, for the record, you hate because I know that, like, when we start these shows, don't give me that look. When we start these shows, your first comment is usually like, okay, I noticed this, and I have this thing where I need to preface our discussion with a brief synopsis, or else I feel like we're lost. And I'm a bully, so that's what happens. So I already did it. So where would you?
Wait. Okay. So we had a brief synopsis.
Yes, it was a brief, shitty synopsis. I'm going to leave that in.
And the first part of that synopsis is that God Ye, also known as Lord Grimm, he is on a raid.
I don't know. He's with a party. This is the party that remember he negotiated last episode. He's like, just give me all the rare.
Wolf skins and stuff.
Yeah, wolf sheaths or something.
Yeah, and like he's already known. He's pretty popular on all the on all these services, Lord Grimm. And so we find out what his actual class is. He's an adventurer, right?
Yeah, it's like the starter class, like that before you you usually start with something general and then you specialize, but he has chosen to not specialize.
Yeah, you know what would have made that pretty cool if he had started out in his noob gear, which should just be underwear, like you do in Dark Souls.
In Dark Souls, those are called deprived.
Yeah, so like if he was like, what is it called? You run poverty, or what's it called when you? Poverty. I don't know. Like when you run the game in just all your noob gear. What's that called?
I don't think there's a name for that. Nobody does that. In Dark Souls? Or in any game?
Yeah, in any game.
No, there's no name for that because you can't run through a whole game in your noob gear. Like an MMO, you can't do that.
But that would have been cool.
Yeah, I think that would have stretched. Like this show is already kind of stretching the whole it's an action cartoon, but it's also a game thing. But I think that would have taken it a little far. I don't know.
Yeah, and so like he tells the group leader of this raid that he just wants an all offensive offensive team, and apparently they run into this horde of gremlins or whatever, and apparently Lord Grimm is doing all these moves that people don't know you can do in this game because they seem shocked whenever he does it.
Yeah, I actually wrote that down as a note for his duel later in the episode. It's like this chick is like, what's that umbrella he's using? Like, this game has been around for 10 years. If it's like any other MMO, it's been data mined to death. So it's weird that he has this like noob gear that has all these special. I don't know. It's whenever I start going down that path and I do it for more than 10 seconds, there's this little voice that goes, "It's a cartoon, stupid. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, I know, little voice, but I've played these games before. You can't do that. And it's like, look, you even sound stupider the longer you talk about it. So yes, he is an adventurer. And he's, like there's plot armor, and I guess, I don't know what the offensive version of plot armor is, but this guy, like, I don't know. What were you saying? You were talking about his adventurer shit.
Yeah, no, it just kind of struck me funny that, he could fly in the air and do all these special moves, and the other players were like, oh my God, he flew in the air. I'm like, wait a minute, how long have you been playing this game? How do you not know that you can do any of this stuff? I
don't think it was the flying that caught them off guard. It's the fact that he is able to do all of these moves in quick succession and in an unorthodox sequence that makes them so surprised. And that's down to his incredibly quick actions per minute and his in-depth knowledge of the game.
Yeah, another thing too is like I noticed like all the names that the players choose for their in-game characters, it seems like they stick with all the default names. Like I was telling Alvin, like, where's the character name like I like butt 6969?
I think he's like coming. He's like the baddest ass character in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no joke names. It's just like Flowing River and Mountain
Spring or or
Mountain Flower.
like Glorious Dew.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes China has like some strict rules. Maybe they're like no funny names.
Oh, also too, something that goes on in online games that I wonder if they'll even explore here is cross-gendering. Like, sometimes guys plays as girls, girls.
Always, guys always play as girls.
No, they don't.
Most of those girls' characters are dudes.
Okay, that I know. And it seems like all the in-game characters they still have the same voice of the player. So I was telling Alvin it would be kind of cool if they had like a little girl character in the game that had a deep ass man's voice because there was a guy playing her.
Yeah, that would be interesting, but like I think like the normal thing to do when you play these games, like people like to make avatars that look and not sound and sound like them. So it's highly it'd be funny as like an outlier thing, but I think they're just gonna stick with
just like conventional players.
Like a dude with like there was a like that he when he told the cleric to change classes, and I guess they brought the wizard. I think she's a wizard or a witch, and they use like a tiny female voice. Like they're not gonna have the witch come up and be like, "Hey man, what do I do?" Although there are mics. I don't know if he uses his mic. He must, because he was telling commands this time. I know he didn't use his mic last time.
Yeah. And they have guild, and I like that they reference guilds and stuff, and kind of like the communications that go on and the spying that goes on between guilds. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see a world where they're so into the game that they have spying and shit talking and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, shit talking is great. I love that's something I miss in a lot of MMO based animes. Is not enough players shit talk in those cartoons, and it was funny to see it actually happen.
Yeah, although I don't know. I mean, the lack of Hitler references and the N word makes it a little unrealistic.
Oh well, you can't say the N word.
I know, but I mean, if it's really a game.
And how often are they saying the N word?
All the time. Oh, in Chinese? I don't know what the N word is in Chinese. See, now I'm self-conscious because before we had people actually give us comments, I wouldn't have said the N word. I would have used the actual word. But now I'm like, the N word. What could it mean? But
I think they know what the N word means.
I need some more whiskey before I do these shows. I haven't had enough. But yeah, I like butt 69. All right, we found out what class he was. The name of his old team was called Excellent Era, which that sounds pretty cool. Pretty Chinese, I guess. I don't know.
You know what? I think in Chinese it sounds good.
Yeah, it's probably another piece of a poem or something, but it's still pretty cool. I'd be in a guild called Excellent Era.
Yeah, yeah, I get. Yeah, no, yeah, sure.
Well, I'd be in any guild that took me, I guess. I'd be a fucking scrub. Guild retires. Why did I write that down?
Guild in China don't care.
Yeah. The combo requirement where she was like, he's like, help me out with what? Didn't he do something where he was like, hey boss, help me out with this combo thing, and then she's like, you need 24 hit combo to make that work, and then he hits 24. Did she actually help at all, or did she just help by telling him it needed to be 24?
Yeah, I don't really know what skills she has other than running that internet cafe.
She seems to get her ass kicked all the time. Yep, there's me. There's the brain switching gears. We had a cleric and an elementalist, and a main tank and an adventurer. So those are some of the classes. Pretty general.
You gotta get to the best part with what's her name? Xiao Tang?
Oh, dude, I don't fucking remember. I get that, but yeah, I wrote down that this guy's whole strategy is basically he jumps in and flips around like a badass for 5 minutes, and then the people on the sidelines are like the people on the sidelines of Dragon Ball, where they're like, oh my god, is he gonna do a Kamehameha wave? And you're like, I can't believe it, I haven't seen one of those in years. And then if he's feeling generous, Then he'll be like, hey, you, 6 o'clock. You over there, 2 o'clock. Hey, guy over there, 5:30. And then they win. So
that's probably why he was kicked off the team.
Maybe.
He was hogging the spotlight.
But I mean, I'm not trying to criticize this show because it is cartoon. I wish his I don't know. I just wish it was. I want to wish that it was more grounded, his superiority, but there's a voice telling me like maybe it can't be. Maybe he has to be this larger than life super character in order for this thing to be work. But I don't know.
Yeah, but you get to the best part.
I don't know what the best part is.
No, with the 1v1.
Oh, the duel. Okay. Well, go ahead. You talk about it, guy.
Yeah. So I guess like a friend of the boss. Her name is Zhao.
We tried this already. It didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to get close because I want to reference these people. It's some young girl who apparently has some skills at playing some games, but she doesn't really play Glory, the main game.
No. I think she is good at Glory, but she doesn't want to play it because she finds it boring because she like beats up scrubs.
Oh, is that it? I
Yeah,
thought
that's
she
what.
just didn't.
No, she wasn't just good at any game. I think at least I don't think I'm wrong, but I think that she sat her down. She's like, "Hey, you kick ass at Glory, beat this guy."
Yeah, and so she's got some skills, but what is it? How does she get into a 1v1 with
All right. Here's what happens. This chick comes off a plane, and the cafe manager is like, "Hey, let's go have a good time." And by good time, I mean beating this guy who's been kicking my ass. So the cafe manager sits her friend down, and she beats whoever the fuck was kicking the cafe manager's ass. And she's like, "Fuck this game. It fucking sucks. It's so simple." And then the main character hears that shit, and he's like, "What?" And I think maybe
no, the cafe manager is like, "You should."
Oh,
Yeah.
She's like, I know this guy who beat a sorcerer in 40 seconds. And they're like, who? It's like him. And that kicks off the duel.
Yeah, so they have this duel, and if you ever watch like a 1v1 in an MMO, it's nowhere near as exciting as they portray it to be in this game. It's just a bunch of like, like.
It's just literally just spinning and button pressing.
It's a lot of running around
and like hitting things that aren't really in front of you. But like that goes back to my comment a little earlier, where it's like I do feel because this is about a game, you do have some obligation to tone down the fantasy element in order to make it look like a video game. I mean, if it's just those sequences where he's like flipping around and like he shows up behind her and stabs her, it's like, this. If you
that's when it stops losing its sort of MMO quality. But I don't know, maybe they're just taking poetic license, so you just got to give it a pass. But so he like beats the holy crap out of her, and what I appreciate about that whole scenario when he beats her over and over again, is how he just mad shit talks her. His bans was brutal.
Yeah, he's like, maybe beat me in 100 years, which is weird because like there's this Japanese saying in like I think Virtua Fighter. Go ahead.
Well, I think they probably got it from the Chinese.
Really? Well, like I think what's his name? He's the guy who looks like Ryu, but he's like, you're 10 years too early to defeat me, but I guess they kicked it up to 100 years. One has probably nothing to do with the other. I'm just sliding around.
No, that's an expression.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
We need that expression in America.
No, we don't, because it always confuses the hell out of me.
Maybe it's because we're a young country. I want to go up to a dude and be like, you're 10 years too early to defeat me.
Yeah, you know what? You try saying that to somebody here. They look at you like you're growing another head out of your neck.
They'd be like, what? So I should fight you when I'm like 45? I'm like, no, dude, it's an expression. You need to train for 10 years. Shut up. Yeah, I guess that doesn't work over here. I don't know. So, yeah, I do like about that fight that they made it a money match, because that does... I mean, it's not just like him being a badass for no reason. Then it's like, oh, there's some fucking...
And he took that money, too.
Yeah. Like hundreds of flower dollars. I don't know if that was real Chinese money or not.
I can buy so many flowers with this.
Yeah.
Okay, which in the end drives me to the question, what is his aim? What is he doing at this cafe? What is his purpose? Where the hell is his girlfriend?
I was gonna bring that up. You stole that from me, but I'm gonna tell you his aim. His aim is just to have fun because the game is fun to him. He loves the game.
No, no, is it really just about having fun?
Yes.
And just owning people who are.
That's why he lost his job because he only plays the game to have fun.
And did you pick that up from the show, or are you just making that up?
Both.
Okay.
All right.
No, no, okay, okay. All right. Well, then this leads me to another question. What is the aim of this show? I mean, like, where is it getting to? What's the point? What's at stake here? So far, it's just him just dicking around in his internet cafe.
You know, I did feel a little of that, but I kind of pushed that out of my mind. I'm like, you know what? I'm just along for the ride, and I trust the writers to bring in elements.
Oh, I don't.
No, I don't think it's gonna be like 13 or 26 episodes of this guy just like smiling with his eyes half closed, telling people to go to 5:30 and 9 o'clock, and beating people with an umbrella. I think they're gonna introduce some drama. I mean, I think his girlfriend hopefully will come back, and yeah, we'll just find out.
Okay, and another thing, it's like I would imagine that this guy as a player when he was in esports, he had a huge fan base, right?
Oh yeah.
So I would assume that, and I know I'm thinking too deeply about this because it's just a cartoon, but if he was that popular, then he must have a recognizable style of play.
There's 130 million people playing this game.
No, but he's freaking God, yay.
Well, his new character is probably drastically different from his old character. His old character's 10 years old. He's probably specialized out the ass with like elite gear. His new character is like level 20.
And he's kicking so much ass left and right. At one point, wouldn't somebody think, "Hey, are you that dude that just quit esports?"
It is kind of weird that like the god of esports retires and then like this new guy shows up out of nowhere. It's like, But you're right. When I think about it that way, it does seem like pretty obvious that he would be smurfing. But let's just say that nobody notices.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know, it just seems kind of weird. He gets kicked out of FaZe Clan, and all of a sudden he's just.
Yeah, and he joins. I don't remember any of those clans. What was the one that was all chicks?
Something Spitfire? No.
No, it was Spitfire. Well, I'll tell it next time. Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He put on a wig and joined Siren. All right, well, let me just go through my notes and see if I had anything I didn't cover. Lol, where's my girlfriend? What is this dude's job? I would like a little bit.
I think his job is just going on servers and beating everybody's ass.
I could understand if she was like, hey, you know what, you're really good at this game, so instead of like, cleaning the toilets, just give me some of that rare loot. But there's not even that. I mean, does he clean toilets? Does he fill the snack machines?
Yeah, I don't see him restarting any servers that, or doing any maintenance on.
Yeah, or like pulling a machine aside and like taking it apart and changing the video card. I'm hesitant to say this because I don't like to be pessimistic sometimes, all the time. But like, I feel like this he's got it too good. Everything's working in his favor.
Come on, didn't you see that cot he has in the closet where he sleeps?
Dude, you fucking pay me to play video games all night and give me a place to stay. See if I fucking complain. I would fucking love that shit. I mean, I think that really struck home with me because I have to work for a living, so I see some guy that plays video games, doesn't have to work, and he gets a free place to stay, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
He gave all away his money to people who are crap at the game. So.
No, that's admirable, but I'm just saying, what's his job? I don't know.
His job is to be overpowered at
Yeah.
1,000 APM.
I wrote down at like having played some MMOs, as I keep mentioning, like I feel like Western MMO players, the way we approach these games is like we see it as a frontier to conquer. Like a lot of people are like, that's the thing right now. Like the MMO scene in the West or in America in particular is really kind of kind of just in a, what do you call it, in a quagmire. It's just kind of right now because they build these places and people are like, well, this is just like the other place, only with a new coat of paint. And they're like, I just want to bake bread, or I just want to, like, they start a new virtual life and, hang out with people. And
wait, people are actually saying that?
Yeah, they call it what everybody seems to be clamoring for. When I say everybody, I mean
wait. Is it the sandbox versus the amusement park argument?
And this isn't even an amusement. Well, is it? It's kind of just like a multiplayer competitive game. So, I don't know, maybe it's not even supposed to be an MMORPG.
Yeah, what was that, Dragonlance Online? Not Dragonlance. Dragonlance. Dragon Age? No, Dragon's Dogma.
Nope. Wait, no, you mean the game Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a single player game where you can bring in NPCs from other people's games to fight with you. There was no multiplayer in that.
Well, Japan had a
No.
online version.
No. Not of Dragon's Dogma. They have the same thing we do. You might be thinking of a different game.
The one you were on the Japanese server for illegally?
It wasn't illegal. Shut up. Japanese game?
Yeah.
I was there?
Yeah.
Fuck. What was it? I do remember that. Yeah, I used a VPN to get in there. Oh, was it Phantasy Star Online too? Maybe?
No, it wasn't Phantasy.
Oh, it was Dragon's Dogma Online. Holy shit, you're right. I forgot there was an MMO to the game.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What about it?
I said, is it like that?
Yeah.
Like that? Because that's what glory almost seems like.
It is very much like that. You're right. That was very smart of you. I would not have come up with that, even though I was the one that played the game. See, I could be nice. As soon as we stop this, I'm going to start yelling, I can't believe you did that to me on the show. It made me look stupid. Fuck. But yeah, it was Dragon's Dogma Online. That was a good game. Fucking, why don't they bring that shit over here? That's a whole other podcast. Japan has been hoarding that and Phantasy Star Online too. Like, two games which would actually do pretty good over here. They're like, hey, you know what? You don't get this. Why don't you fuck off?
Yeah, and that's really dumb. Trying to make a game like that and make it for Americans. Thank you.
Yeah, well, they could, but like the thing I have, well, we're venturing away from the show, but like Asian MMOs that come over here, the problem is you gotta wait for like that MMO lives and dies by the Asian market. The Western market is just like extra fucking money for them. So like when they create new shit, they create it over there, and then if the game's still kicking, then we get it. But if the game dies over there, then they don't make new shit for us over here. So it's kind of hard for me to get involved in those games. But we're not even talking about the show anymore.
Just no more Musos.
Muso? Well, no, people love Muso games.
They do?
Yeah, why do you think they keep making them?
Oh my god, they're so boring.
No, I don't know. You're sorry, man.
All right, more downvotes. How dare you?
Keep those downvotes coming, kids, because I don't give a fuck. What did I write? Oh, dueling the disenfranchised later the money man. Oh, the butt slide was back. I hope that comes in every other episode. I hope they use the same animation frames and just put it under different backgrounds. And I think that's it. Oh, we listened to the full opening song to get like a better feel for it, and I felt like this feels like an old person song. Only the visuals I'm seeing are like spunky young people having fun. I'm like, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's a mismatch. It really is. It just seems so old and.
It's like it wants me to think, and I'm like, I don't want to think. I want to get hype.
Yeah, there's not enough hype. And you know what? Okay, that's another point about the show itself, is that the mood of it is just not hype enough. The mood comes off as a little bit gloomy, I think.
Gloomy?
A little bit, because it's always very dark. The transitions aren't very crisp. And there needs to be more guitar riffs.
Yeah, well, it's not composed as like like a Dragon Ball like shonen type. Shonen, is that what it's called? Like an action cartoon.
Yeah.
It's just kind of mellow. It's just like the dude, himself.
Okay, yeah, I can see the real life portion of it being a little mellow, but the game itself could stand just a little bit more pop, I think.
Pop, you see him fucking teleporting and jumping everywhere and smiling. He's popping all over the place. Pop right out of your asshole. You won't even see him coming.
Okay, well, no, okay, well, I'm wrong about that. I think
No.
the real life portion itself needs to be a little bit more.
We can agree to disagree.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and when he went in there and like his boss was sleeping, there was static on her TV. That doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, good point. Do they
Uh-huh.
still have analog TV in China?
I mean, like, what was she watching? I mean, that would act like the TV stations don't go off anymore. That stopped happening like 40 years ago. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's who knows?
yeah. Oh, and I just keep bringing. This is kind of late and stupid, but like back to the fucking. Uh, all those moves he was doing. It's like I keep thinking about the latency. Like, if they would have said in the beginning of the show, like, in the future, China has developed super fast internet that's like a million times faster than anything you've ever seen, and that's why you can play this MMO and all your shit happens in real time with no lag. But, I mean, I just can't get over the fact that his APM translates so directly into his actions in the cartoon. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. But there I go again, taking this cartoon too seriously. I had one more thing that was kind of. Oh, I hate this when I have two things in my head and I talk about one and I forget the other. Here, stall for me. Here, say something.
Um, Alvin is a bully, and he doesn't know anything about cartoons or.
Oh, I remember.
Darn it!
And this might be like, you know how in anime will like somebody will play the piano, but they'll only hit like three keys over and over again. It's like, okay, I know you can't really translate what they're doing on the piano. You gotta fake it. But like in this, like the hand is only hitting like the WASD section, and it's like no, dude, like really good players like they have hotkeys all over the place. They should be hitting the number keys on the other side of the board.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. No hotkey action.
See,
But I mean, come on. Who's paying attention that closely?
dude, come on. If you're gonna make it about the game, you gotta make it feel like a game. Unless otherwise, it takes me out of it. I like how this show's going, the new direction, where it's like I make a point, and you're like, yeah, that's a good point, Alvin. See, I knew we could hash it out. So if you ever start a YouTube show, don't stop bullying your partner. Eventually, he'll win. Aw, I feel bad. But yeah, I'm all out of points. It was a good show. So good that we just keep fighting about it.
Yeah. I just want the story to kind of pick up and see some antagonist somewhere. Because so far, 3 episodes in, like there's nothing at stake, and you gotta have something. I mean, you shouldn't be 3 episodes in and you don't have your antagonist up to something.
He's establishing his reputation on the thing. It's a slow burn.
Really?
I guess. I mean, there's progression. He gets fired. He starts over, and then he starts impressing people. I mean, eventually we're gonna see something, I guess. But,
I mean, like, is this like a slice of life thing we're doing here, or what?
not really. I mean, well,
I could have sworn, like, well, they show other players in the intro,
yeah.
and I assume that they're going to be, prominent, characters in the show itself. So we're going to see something, right?
I'm not sure. I'm going into this with no expectations. I'm just glad that it doesn't totally suck.
Like, when are we going to get the evil manager again up to doing evil things?
Oh, he's gonna face his old team eventually. He has to. You don't spend that much time designing people and then you just throw them away. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it should be like Stride.
Prince of
Stride.
Prince of Stride. What? Prince of Stride something. What was the whole name? Oh. Oh. Fucking Alzheimer's fucking podcast. Like, what was the name of that show? We always do this.
Well, I mean, Prince of Stride. It should be like, like some dude's like, I gotta beat my brother at esports.
That would be awesome. Yeah, we could use. I think you want more drama, and we're not getting it yet. But
I just want this. I just want Lord Grimm to have something to aim for, because right now it just feels like he's just kind of floating and he's got no direction. And even if he had like, look, I got a dream to train future esport athletes.
Why is he gotta do that? Why can't he just have fun?
I don't see him having fun. I just see him just kind of existing.
Well, you know, some people have fun just existing.
You know,
Go ahead.
yeah, he could at least have like a drinking problem.
Oh my God, there you go again.
Like Alvin does.
Hey, I can quit when I want. My APM is better when I drink Jameson. My asshole's Oh man. All right. I think we're done. Yeah. My computer
Oh
monitors went
man,
out.
how cool would that have been though?
What?
He should have got kicked off the team because he has an alcohol problem.
But see, I don't like I don't you take these shows and you'd like to be like, wouldn't it be great if you got cancer? I'm like, no.
No, come on. I'm not saying that. Just like, he's got to have like some sort of like some flaw that he's got to overcome because that's what makes a hero engaging.
You read those Korean comics where it's like, oh, it's normal life, only like I kill people or something horrible happens.
Those characters are deeply flawed though, which makes them great.
You know, some
which
of
makes
us
any character great.
Some of us like to just wake up in the morning, see the sunshine, and just be like, life is great.
That's not what I'm saying when I'm watching this. I'm not saying sunshine.
Well, no, because he plays at night, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. Right now, I'm just glad it doesn't totally suck, and we'll just see how it goes. Any last words?
All right, nothing.
I think I said that already. All right, that's it.